Hi there. So I'm now here talking with Anita Kahal. She is my mom, and she is a business owner here in San Luis Obispo, and she uses Facebook purely for personal use. So just for connection with friends and family, and that's it. No other use besides that. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into the questions. So my first question is the terms of agreement. Have you ever thought about it in when you sign up for Facebook?
Actually, I didn't in the beginning, but since it's so much in a news, now I'm like little interested to know actually what we signed.
Okay. And did you ever worry about it before the news though? When you were signing up?
Never.
Nothing.
No, I could not guess how far this was going. So
So in all those blocks of text, you never thought like, "Ooh, what are they collecting? What type of
yeah,
data?"
no, and I always thought it was just for socializing and all, and nothing hurts.
Mhm. So then, did you ever want to read it personally? Like
Well,
read the big blocks of text out there.
now out of curiosity, yes, I do.
Okay.
But I still don't think it hurted
It hurt you?
how it's presented.
Mm-hmm. So then I want to talk about some of Facebook's third-party partnerships. So they have hired other companies to collect more data about their users. So a lot of people don't know this, but their user activity on Facebook isn't the only thing being monitored. Facebook also hires other companies to go ahead and track your activity while you shop, while you browse the internet, and other stuff. How does that make you feel?
I personally think like when I browse some stuff I want to buy shopping wise and deals wise.
Mm-hmm.
So once I browse it and I start seeing all those popping up on my Facebook with better deals, better options to buy, I think to some point it actually helps.
So you think it's better that Facebook is tracking you right now,
I
for
mean,
as far as you can see right
yeah,
now?
as far as I can see, I mean, I don't see any problem doing that because I used to be, in the beginning, I used to be surprised, like, oh my God, I was looking at this particular, type of cloth or
Mm-hmm.
something, and all of a sudden I start seeing him on my Facebook. It
Mm-hmm.
took me a while to understand what they're doing, like
Mm-hmm.
how everything just pops up once I
Oh,
open up.
all of a sudden, all these items are
Yeah,
really relevant
yeah.
to what you're doing.
Exactly. But now I totally understand, like, okay, they were using third party. As far as it's just limited to, business thing
Like
for them,
shopping.
like shopping or, little bit more than shopping.
Like,
But if it goes too far, like it's like intruding in our privacy, then yeah,
mm-hmm.
I would definitely object it.
So then, kind of the idea of privacy is there are these companies that do all this data collecting. The type of data points they have on you might be more intense than you think. So for example, one of these big companies that Facebook hires, some of their data points includes like, okay, this person has the presence of an elder in the house, and then that becomes information. Or this person has a daughter that just died in a car accident. That was one reported case in which someone got an accidental email by some another company, a third party company that just said daughter died in car accident, and his daughter died in a car accident, and they found out. And there were some other instances, where there's other stuff like gambling problem. That's another data point that they can track. So how does that make you feel on your privacy? Like to the level of data they're able to legally collect because everything is in the terms of condition, the terms of agreement. Sorry.
See, I think like people who are using Facebook should be a little more careful.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's for any social media. If you go farther than you're supposed to, you could always get in trouble
Mm-hmm.
for that. Because everything is there. I mean, Google, you name it. GPS,
That's
everything,
true.
everything is trackable,
Yeah.
nowadays. But you have to be careful what you're posting,
Mm-hmm.
how far you want to share your information.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just like you have to use Facebook, but sensibly.
So you would just say it's more up to the user.
I personally absolutely think that.
So it's
Yeah.
whatever the user puts out, that's the data that
Yeah,
Facebook
it's
is
just
gonna
not Facebook, anything, social media, any types.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you're posting has to be done carefully. And it's in your hand how much information you want to give out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they collect the data. And if people are going crazy and just telling everything about themselves, yeah, maybe it could be misused.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally think if you do it, how just for a little fun, for a little socializing, connecting, I think it's no harm.
Okay. And then how does it make you feel that it's very hard to opt out? Meaning if you don't want these companies to track you, it's almost nearly impossible now to block your activity. Meaning there's no way you can 100% opt out of not being tracked online. Like how does that make you feel? That the idea of privacy online is almost non-existent.
See, personally, I think if that third party thing could be stopped, they should not be able to sell it. But again, then there's their business model. That's how probably they make money. Then I don't know, like, I personally, your question was like how we feel about that we cannot opt out.
Right.
So even if we close our account, Facebook or something,
Mm-hmm.
you can opt out, right?
Yeah, you can just shut yourself out. Again, there's no alternative at this point. I agree.
Yeah.
There is no alternative.
Yeah.
Either you're on the internet and you're being tracked, or
See,
you just
we
stop.
all have to adapt it. It's a part of life now.
Uh-huh.
I don't think so. It's like a telephone. Like you cannot be away from your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You have to use it. Same for internet.
Right.
So anything we are using on internet is basically in cloud.
Yeah.
So it's always there.
And it's
So
always tracked. And
it's always tracked. Why just Facebook? I think everybody's
doing it.
Doing it.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned making money. That is actually one of the biggest thing Facebook. One of the biggest ideas that Facebook has that users have about Facebook is how do they make their money. So I just wanted to show that they make a lot of their money on ads. So they have $5 per click ads. They have sponsored ads, which is 50 cents, and then they have like really big promoted ads, which are like $5 for 1,000 people targeted. But we don't get any of that. Like we as users that create this big money model for Facebook, we don't see a cent of that. Facebook makes their billions of dollars and like keeps all that data and all the money they make from the data. Do you feel a little bit shaky about that, or are you okay with that as well?
See, as a user, okay, now my question is like TV, they do the same thing, right? They have all kind of commercials.
Right.
We don't make anything out of that.
But
Besides
we pay for
the
cable.
entertainment.
We pay for cable.
We pay for internet too to use the Facebook, right?
Right.
So I mean, or the phone service,
Right.
or on the equipment, we do pay.
Right.
But see, for the Facebook, like how they're supposed, I don't see any other reason. I mean, internet people, or they could do in back. Like as a user, it's a free app for us.
So you're saying
So it's
because
good
we're
enough.
using the app, that
Yeah.
that just means that they have to make money some other
Yeah.
way, right?
Exactly. They're maintaining the site. They're doing all that.
Would you ever feel like you want to be compensated though? Did you ever feel like, man, they're
I
making
don't
so
think
much
so. It's
money?
fair.
If you get compensated?
Yeah. No, I don't see a need, and it's not fair. I think Facebook is not doing anything wrong
Right.
by
Okay,
keeping
cool.
everything. Yeah. They deserve it. That was their idea, and it got successful. People are hooked to it. So I mean, come on,
Yeah.
deal with it.
Right. So now I'm coming up to the last sections, and they're adding for the terms of agreement. They've been adding stuff to it, then they don't have to tell you. So whatever you sign up for at the beginning of Facebook, all of that big blocks of text, they can add, other terms to it. They can change terms without telling you.
No, that's a bit shady then.
You do not like that.
I do not like that. Yeah, no.
So they are allowed to do that legally, and they don't have to notify their users exactly what they did or how they changed it. And on top of that, they do have a lot of um, open-ended phrases in their terms of agreement. They have clauses like research. You know, research can entail anything about what they do with the data or how they use it or what they can do.
See,
How does that make you feel?
yeah, at this point, I mean, if we don't want to do all that, then we should just opt out of it.
Just quit Facebook.
Just quit. Yeah. If they are doing like this, and then it's like, I think as a user, if it's making uncomfortable like this, then we should just opt out.
But at this point, before I talk to you about this, did you ever feel uncomfortable with Facebook's terms of agreement?
Actually, never. Because
Never.
I use it to the limit, and I never
personal,
see anything like it could hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why. So probably people who use more, maybe they are uncomfortable. And this open thing, and they could keep adding stuff to it, that doesn't make sense actually.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever think that if Facebook were to say, okay, we're going to be more open about it, we're going to just have people, we're not going to collect data, we're not going to sell data, but we'll charge you a monthly fee or something to use it, would you like that better or no?
See, nobody will use it. That's what I'm thinking. I won't use it.
You won't use it,
No,
right?
no.
Could you think of a solution that will, like, anything, any brainstorming suggestion that Facebook could possibly use to say, okay, we're not going to be all shady with your data and sell it to companies and make money off of it? Do you ever think that there's a compromise between users?
I mean,
And
I
Facebook?
think, yeah, to the users, we should get a power to block it. Like how much, information should go out. It should be in users' hand rather than Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
But there could be a base limit. Then how would Facebook make money, right? But there could be a base limit on
No,
ads.
they should just do it with ads, They made enough money, I think.
And they should just eliminate the data selling.
Yeah, and they should just use for their commercials, their ads. I mean, they will still make a lot of money.
And this is a personal question, a personal example for me. I personally felt like Facebook went a little too far when I met someone and I took his contact information. I took just his name and his phone number. And when I got home, I had immediately a Facebook suggestion from the same guy that I met at Cal Poly, and I took his contact. But I wasn't even intending on looking him up on Facebook, and he was the first person suggested on the friends list.
I know how that happens. Like,
It's because Facebook has access to our contacts as well. They have access to other apps on our phone.
no,
That
so
is part of the agreement.
You got that contact in your phone?
I only put it in my phone,
phone.
only in my phone, just for calling him. I did not intend to go on Facebook and add him, but he popped up on my news feed among like the top people suggested. Before that, I had never seen him on my Facebook thing. So very clearly, that was an example in front of me that this person who had not been, I've never been associated with. Now I'm associated with on Facebook, and the only connection was I got his phone number and his name. So that made me think, yeah, definitely I didn't expect Facebook to have that much access on my phone. But they do. Have you ever felt like that? You mentioned shopping earlier, but did you feel that, oh, this one was a clear step, like way more than I thought they were?
Yeah, it is absolutely way more than.
Oh, that surprised you?
Yes,
what happened to me?
It did.
Okay.
Like, I'm really surprised.
Has that ever happened to you or someone you know?
I was thinking, like, like all of a sudden these people start popping up on your Facebook, or you might want to be friends with them or something, and I'll be like, oh, I barely met them once. How Facebook knows that we both live in Paso Robles, or that kind of stuff. So yeah,
I mean,
it's very
geolocation can be also tracked.
Yeah.
So your location next to other Facebook location, then they can be recommendations.
So
on
what
that.
do they get like this? Like by just they're trying to connect more people to each other?
Yeah, that is their biggest business model, is to show how easy it is to connect with other people. And when this suggests more people, then it creates their links stronger. You create more links.
But see, if you say Facebook, right? Even at Google, you
Yeah.
put the name, you get everything out of that person.
That is
Where
very
he
true.
lives, what he's doing. Like, why
true.
just Facebook to be targeted?
I agree.
think it's totally, it's a media thing.
I agree. I picked Facebook as a topic because it's hot and new, and I know everyone's been following it.
I think more than Facebook, Google is more,
Definitely.
intruding in our
Definitely.
lives.
Not
than
not
Facebook.
even I mean, that doesn't even bring into question things like Alexa. Alexa is a small speaker that has a microphone. But that microphone is always listening. Cuz it is always listening for "Hey Alexa." But that means the microphone must be on for it to be listening for that.
Yeah.
So that means it can be on at any point and be collecting voice data.
Ooh.
So
That's
it has a
handy.
location, it has your house, it's linked up with your Amazon account, and it has a lot of voice data, and most likely your family members are also probably enough to be tracked.
I think Facebook is a part of this gang, I would say.
This data collection game.
Yeah.
I would say it's a conversation for all the big tech companies.
Exactly.
For
Then
privacy.
everybody's using your privacy. Like
So-
they're intruding in.
So that comes back to our previous discussion: is that just opting in for the internet? It is a great tool, but it comes at the cost. That
Oh yeah, it is.
right?
Like, see, we started using phones and we started getting those calls, junk calls, or people trying to sell you stuff on phone and all that. Even that bothers, and this is actually a little too far now.
This is people are only making a big deal of the stuff that got exposed. Just to let you know, there's many more cases of many more other companies doing this, and they haven't been exposed.
Yeah.
Or they may never be exposed, but all of your data is out there, and I'm a firm believer it is just
to live with it.
it's
This
just
is
to
a
live
part
with
of
the
this
internet.
age. Yeah.
It's part of this age.
Yeah, we have to live with it. We have to be careful how much information we are putting out, and try to be safe while using internet. Yeah.
And then, kind of wrapping things up, there has been a Facebook secret hospital project where Facebook even wanted to access patients' medical records, and they're working on it as a hospital to patient connection application feature for Facebook, and it's a secret project. It was never officially disclosed to the public, but there have been Facebook representatives visiting hospitals and talking about this project or the early beginnings of this project. How does that make you feel? That Facebook wants medical
Records of people. What are they trying to use it for? Just to connecting?
They argue that it is for patient and doctor connections, and they're hoping to better connect other hospitals as well. So it is more of an enterprise move for bring the social network to the patient and the doctor network.
As far as it stays between patients and doctors. I think it's okay if it doesn't go like anybody could access that.
But
that
now,
is a problem.
But how does that make you feel now that Facebook has all these data leaks?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. They had to either come up with some kind of program where they don't have these leaks anymore. But it's obviously impossible. These things will keep happening.
Exactly. It's too big.
It's too big.
And it'd be impossible to find all the bugs.
Yeah. I mean, they have been doing good so far. It's like here and there a little bit.
Right.
And we have been using Facebook for years and never thought it, but I think it's expanding to the point where you started noticing
that
what kind of impact it's bringing in now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But so does every other, internet applications are doing.
Right.
So
Definitely.
I don't know where to start, and you cannot conclude this. We'll see with time what's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, my argument remains that it is something we have to live with because we are too into the internet. Internet is too powerful of a tool now.
Yeah.
to ignore, and this is some of the shortcomings you have to deal with.
Exactly.
All right, thank you so much, Mom. This has been a great talk.
Thank you, Sid.
Yeah,
I came to know about so much stuff.
I'm glad.